When I first got the scripts for Underground, I thought it's about people running. There's a lot of action. We're not going to tell you the history of slavery. We're going to show you what it was like to be a winner at that time, or to like go up against it, or really experience it.
Things are different now. The world ain't gonna get any easier.
WGN America's Underground tells the story of the Underground Railroad and slaves' fight for freedom in bold tones. Production designer Meghan Rogers came to Variety to talk about how color and space can be powerful storytelling tools.
I kind of started from a very elemental point of view, what the textures were, what the elements that they battled as the slaves were escaping. We created kind of a rough space for them to get through. And then in times we try to like insert pieces of hope, and I'd add little hints throughout the entire journey of the freedom song that they had. There's little visual hints everywhere, whether there's stars or moons or yellow flowers. So we try to kind of create a little bit of magic to their path. One of our signature colors, which is the yellow for the ribbon. It's also the color of the light from the lanterns.
Why did you choose the color yellow to symbolize freedom?
I think it was Anthony Hemingway thought that it just, the gold of freedom, the sunlight, and guiding light.
Can't steal something that ain't property in the first place.
Well, I aim to teach you how. Name's Harry.
What were some of the other signature colors that you all used?
For the Macon house, like the plantation owners, very rich. We had a very jewel-toned color palette, so we tried to stay with magentas and roses and reds and lavish purples, all the colors of the royalty. And then when we went to the slaves, we still tried to have that saturate color, but we added earth tones to it. And then we had, for the northerners, we reserved all of our greens and yellows, more natural tones, because when they were running, they're out in what color? In the woods, they're in green. So we tried to bring that freedom feel, the freedom of outdoors, into our northern sets. Well, we shot some real slave shacks over at LSU. It was just very humbling to go into a place that was like 8 by 8, and you knew that 7 people lived there. The Macon House Plantation was one of our biggest sets. We wanted this family to be very lavish and over the top. Susanna, I had always imagined, had been someone who loved to travel and had been to maybe France, and she wanted to create a Versailles of the South to show the wealth of her family and her parents. And the house had this really wonderful central portal where you can go from the front to the back. So you could see all the layers of life. You could start with the people working in the front, to the upper class living inside and their over the top lavishness, and then go back into the roughness of the world. I added the stairs to the outside of the house because I felt that we needed more levels. At this time, there was almost an aristocracy in society in the South. There's so many tiers of that. We did that a lot through the entire season, where there's certain people that stay on the horses, so they're always higher. People are always on a wagon because they're higher before they're on the ground. So we just use that level to create a dynamic between the different class structures.
The slave auction block was one of the most beautiful things that I saw in the TV series.
And I'd read something about an auction wagon. They were very much based on like circus wagons from that time. So we thought we would make it more of a contrast.
One of our own out there being sold off, you in here starching your shirts, preening like a peacock.
And I'm very proud of our bold choices, which were some days scary, in our bright colors to redefine this time period, because a lot of the historic movies we've seen before aren't bright and colorful and bold and daring.
You want a hole in your too, Jim?
Please share this video, click like, and tell us what you think in the comments. We love making these artisan videos, and that's how you can help us keep on making them. To see more on production design, click on the box on the left to see how the castles, keeps, and temples of Game of Thrones were created. Click on the box on the right to see Clint Ramos on the sets and costumes for Eclipsed on Broadway. You don't want to miss them. To never miss an Artisans video, click on the subscribe button. That will sign you up for the Variety channel. There's a new Artisans video every week, so come back soon. Thanks for watching.